Fox News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. That rain tapering off in areas to the east. Let's get to our First Alert weather headlines and what you can expect. That wet weather to continue to taper off. Could be some dense fog out there tonight. We've got that First Alert. We'll need to watch for some foggy conditions in the morning. We've got rain returning tomorrow after 3 o'clock for those areas to the west and southwest. Can't rule out a storm. I'm not expecting severe weather, but there could be a few rumbles. We're going to see a couple of waves or windows when we could have rain. There's going to be a window into the evening, and then again after midnight tomorrow night. Those rain chances will be ending by 10 a.m. on Sunday. So here's what radar looks like, and all the rain has ended. 70 in Tuscaloosa now. We're at 65 in Birmingham, and the reason it has warmed up here parts of West Alabama, we're seeing those breaks in the clouds, so the temperature actually able to make a little bit of a recovery, and it's going to stay mild tonight. We really haven't had a front push through, so the air still relatively mild and moist, and with all the rain that we've had, that is going to lead to some patchy fog. So watch out tonight into tomorrow morning. 55 degrees again. Could be a little bit foggy to start our Saturday. Still looks dry for most of the day until afternoon. Notice 81 around 2, 3 to 4 o'clock, and in that evening time frame, you see 7 p.m., well, we could have some wet weather. So if you're heading to the USFL game tomorrow evening, plan for the possibility of some rain. Can't totally rule that out. I think most areas will be in pretty good shape, but we're going to see some wet weather return. This is the Barron model that we have, and it shows right there by 7 o'clock. You see that, some passing downpours, and it's close. It is very close there for our area. The HRRR model, it looked a bit more aggressive on the rainfall for the afternoon. But again, there's another look. We'll kind of run through that. You see right there those showers by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock across West Alabama, by 7 o'clock starting to move in there across the heart of the area. So that's what we're going to be seeing for tomorrow night. And again, this will continue into Sunday morning. That rain chance around 50%. Sunday by lunchtime, all this will start to move out to the east, and it looks like some dry conditions for the afternoon. And the temperatures colder in the next week, overnight lows back into the 40s. But I'll show you those temperatures coming up in the 7-day forecast. And a big ceremony in Montevallo today. Our very own Mickey Ferguson was in attendance. We'll explain what that's all about. And we're exploring outer space as we continue here on First Alert Weather Extra.
We know weather can be grab the umbrella or jogging shoes, but it's so much more. It's a science, an art, led by knowledge and experience.
And no one has more of that than a WBRC First Alert weather team.
Warning you first with more hours committed to you. And the first forecast built to see weeks, days, and even minutes ahead, right down to where you live. From the team you trust on your favorite screen.
Doing the weather better. The WBRC First Alert weather team, always on your side.
Some people may think you're overreacting. Some may ask, is there a storm coming? That's okay, because knowing the First Alert has helped you beat the rush. Being prepared puts you in control and changes the what if to you're okay. Knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
If you have plans for this weekend, we have a First Alert for a wintry mix.
When you need to know next week, tomorrow, or even right now, the WBRC First Alert Weather Team is always on your side, whenever and wherever you need us. This is why we First Alert.
Well, welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Tania Michelle, and you know what time it is. It's time for Mets around the world. So where are we headed today? I think we should take a vacation and go to Hawaii. So we're going to check in and meet weatherman Guy Hoggy, who's out in Hawaii. No introduction needed for him. Just take a look at this video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Tania Michelle, and today we are taking ourselves across the United States, but really over the ocean to Hawaii to meet a weather anchor there at Hawaii News Now. Everyone, give a round of applause and a warm welcome to Guy Hoggy. How are you today?
I'm good, Tania. How are you? You look great.
I'm doing well. You too. Okay, so this is really interesting. Everyone in their lifetime always says they want to make it to Hawaii at some point in their life. You know, my dad always made that joke: if you don't make it to heaven, you at least got to make it to Hawaii, right?
I like that. I like that.
Right. Okay, so give us an update real quick on what the weather is like there currently.
So right now we have our textbook standard trade wind weather. That's the stuff that we expect to happen 70% of the time. That's why I tell everybody we have the best weather on the planet, because day in, day out, you can measure us against any place and we're going to stack up pretty well. So that means we have these nice trade wind breezes blowing in at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. And that means the air quality is good. The humidity levels are comfortable. And we'll have a few passing showers out there for some east-facing neighborhoods, and fairly dry for leeward sides with a fair bit of sunshine. Yeah, it's the stuff that people dream of, and it's stuff we got to live with every day. It's tough, actually.
Can you explain to us a little bit about your journey? I read up on you, and it's quite interesting. You always enjoyed the outdoors. Tell us a little bit about where your interest in weather sparked.
Well, I was born and raised here, right? Grew up as a kid. My dad was a fisherman, so we grew up fishing. Both diving, going out and spear fishing, as well as pole fishing, net fishing, all of that. So we love the ocean. So obviously we're paying attention to the weather conditions, right? And then about middle school, I think, just inadvertently riding a float and caught a wave. And that was it. It was all over for me. So I started surfing, right? And left the fishing behind, even though the rest of my family still fished. So I was surfing, and to get the best conditions when you surf, you got to know what the weather's going to be doing. Storms forming thousands of miles away have the impact on our waves, right? They produce the waves that we ride on a day-to-day basis. So we're like, casual weather forecasters anyway. As a surfer, we just know. So then I was working in the surf industry, doing a radio surf report on the side, just observational surfing, not forecasting, right? And back then we didn't have forecasting for surf, not as sophisticated as it is now. And I was doing this radio surf report for a number of years, just gathering a following unbeknownst to me, because surfers were interested in what the surf was doing. And sometime after that, a TV station said, "Hey, we want your audience for our audience. We want to bring the surfers to watch the news. So we want you to come on." They hadn't seen me. They didn't know what I looked like. So I went in, I auditioned, and I got the part, even though my mom says, "How did they hire you? You have the face for radio. You were in radio all this time." And then that's how it started. But that was some 25, 26 years ago now.
So how long have you been at Hawaii News Now?
So Hawaii News Now formed as a group only about 13 years ago. So I've been here since then, and I was with the CBS affiliate since 2001. And then prior to that, I was with another station since 94. So it's been a long journey. But Hawaii News Now only started as a conglomeration of stations, right? With the CBS affiliate, the NBC affiliate, and an independent, only something like 13 years ago now.
So for someone who's never been to Hawaii, I've been there before, but some of our viewers probably haven't. What do you love most about it?
Well, I got to tell you, the weather's awesome, right? We all know that. And that's why millions of people come here every year. But I got to say, being born and raised here and traveling around the world, I love the people. I love something that we have inherently called the aloha spirit. And you'll feel it when you come here. Whether you just interact with locals, you get a warm reception. We want this home to be your home. We want to welcome everybody in. And I think that's what is very special about this place. And that's what I still love about it.
When is the best time for someone to come to Hawaii?
Well, what's really funny is it doesn't matter what time of year. You could bring yourself from anywhere and plop yourself here, you won't be able to tell the season. Save for the waves, right? The waves get really big in the wintertime. The waves get small in the summertime in the country and get elevated on the South Shore. But really, you can't tell the difference because a day in the middle of winter will be almost sometimes the same as the middle of summer. Very little change. So we don't have a changing of the seasons. But granted, we tell everybody that, like a lot of places, spring is probably really the nicest. But you could get a nice spring condition day in the middle of summer and the middle of winter. It really doesn't fluctuate all that much. And an interesting fact is our ocean temperatures don't fluctuate more than 5 degrees any time of the year, right? The max it'll drop into the mid 70s, and the hottest the water will come into the low 80s. So so it's really really nice. So for people, it all depends on your schedule. When you can fit yourself in, just look at a long range forecast. Look on windy.com, and they can tell you when you should plan your travel. But aside from major storms coming in or all that, which are infrequent, any time of year is a good time to visit.
I've never watched a forecast. Do you guys forecast for all the different islands? How does that work?
Okay, so that's the challenge here. We have, even though we don't have the range of conditions that say you have to deal with in Alabama, like we don't have to deal with tornadoes, we don't have to deal with snow, right? We do have snow, we do have hurricanes, but not on a frequent basis like something that places on the mainland face, right? But we do have microclimates affected by something called orographic lift. And you don't have to deal with that over there. We have these mountains, right? And the mountains kind of help produce rain sometimes. The clouds come in, hit the mountains, the incoming winds push those clouds up higher and get to tap into the moisture. They condense, and we'll see rain where there wasn't rain in that cloud only a few miles earlier, right? So that's the challenge. And seeing that we have different weather conditions for every island and every neighborhood, it's a bit challenging, so sometimes in the course of a forecast, say 2 minutes, you can't catch every neighborhood. You can't, because you have to do that shotgun effect and try to catch the most people, right? Which areas will get the most the most effect with that weather forecast. So sometimes we miss a forecast detail with regard to some outlying communities, but it's hard because of the challenge of the islands some being more north than the others, slightly cooler temperatures. So those little minor details might be tough to nail down.
You like to snowboard, so there's not a lot of snow in Hawaii. Where do you go to snowboard?
So even though we get snow on the summits of Hawaii Island and Maui, it's not really skiable stuff, right? Because the elevation is really too low. But like I travel to snowboard, like I travel to Japan, and I'm kind of a snob. So I go where the snow is dry, right? Utah, I love Utah. I love the interior part of Canada. BC I like too, right? I like BC very, very much. Big White. I've gone to Calgary. I like Calgary. Japan's a favorite though right now.
Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Guy. I've learned so much, and I'm sure many of you have as well too.
Thanks for being here, and you got to come over to Hawaii. Enjoy the best weather on the planet. It doesn't matter what time of year. You're welcome.
Oh, love that. And what do they say? Not aloha. What's bye?
Mahalo is thank you.
Mahalo. Oh, mahalo's thank you. And then aloha is hello and goodbye, right?
Both aloha is both hello, goodbye, and I love you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, aloha.
Yeah, aloha to you too.
I'm feeling the aloha spirit. I don't know about you guys, and I'm also working on my little Hawaiian dance too. Maybe a little Lilo and Stitch, bringing it back a little bit. All right, anyways, we'll catch you right back after the break, and we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt with more updates on that 7-day forecast and more stories coming up right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Does your bathtub look like this? Are you constantly cleaning your shower, but the stains and discoloration just won't go away? Or maybe you're just hoping to freshen up your bathroom with something new and modern. If this is you, you may be planning on attending one of the local home shows. Well, stay tuned. Today I'm joined by Kirsten with a special announcement that's going to make the whole project easier and more affordable. Kirsten.
So Joe, we know that people are busier than ever right now. The last thing they want to do is spend hours of time on the weekend fighting traffic and all the long lines at the home shows. Well, to save time, folks should give us a call right now and get this limited time offer. We're taking 20% off all shower and bath projects, and we're offering some amazing financing. It's 12 months of no payments and no interest. That means you don't need to pay a penny on your project until an entire year after your installation is complete.
So you're saying if I start my project now, I don't have to put any money down, I get 20% off the entire project, and you're offering no payments, no interest financing for a full year. That's pretty incredible.
It really is. We understand that most people have a long list of renovations that they want to do around the house, so we're making it easier than ever to knock out that shower project right now.
That's fantastic. Well, Kirsten, how else are you making this whole project easy?
So Joe, people's biggest fear when doing a project like this is picking out something they're not going to be happy with. Well, we eliminate that fear by bringing the home show to you. When you give us a call, we'll send one of our shower and bath experts out for a free in-home design consultation. They'll bring an iPad and a sample kit to let you design the shower or bath of your dreams. Before the appointment is over, you'll see what the new shower will look like, eliminating all of the guesswork out of the project.
Kirsten, thanks. Folks, call the number on your screen right now to speak with a West Shore Home representative and to receive this limited time offer. Call in now to get 20% off your shower or bath project. Plus, they're doing 12 months of no payments and no interest financing. That means you don't need to make your first payment until 12 months after your installation is complete. Call West Shore Home now.
Welcome back into Weather Extra. We've got drier weather conditions setting in just in time for our Friday night. Temperature-wise, not a big drop-off. We're feeling very nice out there with temperatures around 70. We had some lingering showers to the east, but on First Alert AccuTrack, you can see that wet weather is moving on out of here. There's going to be another risk for severe storms. That all sets up west of Alabama. As that system moves our way, it's going to weaken quite a bit, but there still could be some rain. Notice tonight, dry. Tomorrow morning, stop it right here, 6 a.m., dry. Again, maybe a little bit of fog around. Temperatures in the low 50s in some of our cooler locations. And then there's 3 o'clock and the rain coming back. You can see this model shows a pretty good chance that from north to south, we could see a band of rain, perhaps a rumble of thunder, moving west to east across the area right there in that 3 to 8 p.m. window, lifting on in towards East Alabama around 7 o'clock. This is certainly a possibility. I just want to point out that several model runs up until this data arrived this afternoon were suggesting we could see a complex of rain and storms down along the coast, and that can happen many times with a setup like this. If that does happen, it may kind of limit how much development we see a bit further north in our area. So the chance is there. Just plan for it. I'd certainly prepare for the possibility of wet weather, but note that if we saw lesser rain show up on radar later tomorrow, certainly wouldn't surprise me. But I think late tomorrow night, Sunday morning, we get one final window when we could see some rain. A lot of this coming in while we're sleeping Sunday morning. After that, rest of the weekend looks fantastic. Sunday afternoon, we'll have highs around 70, and then it gets a lot colder. Check out that First Alert 7-day forecast, and we've got temperatures dropping into the 40s in early Monday morning. You can see there on Tuesday, 81. We got sunshine, a nice stretch on the way Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. And as we go beyond the 7-day forecast, there will be a chance of rain for that weekend of the 23rd. I do see some wet weather coming back into next weekend, so plan for that possibility. All right, so as we go from the 7-day to which looks nice for next week, let's check in on weather around the world. We go back to meteorologist Tania Michelle.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Now it's time to start talking about what's happening across the world, right? So let's first take it outer space. A years-long mission by the European Space Agency to explore Jupiter and 3 of its largest moons is underway. The spacecraft launched Friday morning from Europe's spaceport in French Guiana. It's called the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer Mission, or JUICE. JUICE will be the first spacecraft to ever orbit a moon in our outer solar system. For 17 days, JUICE Juice will deploy its solar arrays, antennas, and other instruments. Then there will be 3 months of testing and preparing the instruments. It will take 8 years for Juice to reach Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. Juice will arrive in July 2031, and the spacecraft will spend about 3.5 years orbiting the gas giant and doing flybys of the moons. The moons are covered with ice and may contain subsurface oceans, potentially habitable for life. Interesting there. And stargazers, you're in for a treat starting this weekend. The Lyrids Meteor Shower returns Saturday and continues for 2 weeks. It's an annual event each April when Earth runs into debris from the comet. In the U.S., NASA says the best time to look up is around 9 at night, and the shower will peak April 21st and the 22nd. The meteors probably won't have dusty tails, but stargazers might see a few flashes called fireballs. And airplanes are moving again in Fort Lauderdale. The international airport in Florida reopened today after spending Wednesday night and all of Friday closed. That was because of massive rainfall that brought 26 inches of rain. It was a lot, oh my gosh, to the area and led to flooding. The National Weather Service called it a once-in-a-millennial rain event. More than 500 flights in and out of Fort Lauderdale were canceled Thursday alone, and officials are advising travelers to work with the airlines they were booked on to get some updates. And nature has resurrected the previously dried out Tulare Lake in California. This winter's historic atmospheric rivers and several feet of snow have brought with them snow melt, turning the dry lake bed back into an inland ocean. How crazy. It's very bad news for the farmers who've been working for the land for generations. CNN's Bill Weir reports.
We heard the first alert. Mom says we have to go. She says I don't have time to grab any more toys.
Need to be in your tornado safe place. Get there right now as you have.
We have to get to our safe place because sometimes when you hear the siren, it's too late. That's why she says knowing first is everything.
We know weather can be grab the umbrella or jogging shoes, but it's so much more. It's a science, an art, led by knowledge and experience.
And no one has more of that than a WBRC First Alert weather team.
Warning you first with more hours committed to you. And the first forecast built to see weeks, days, and even minutes ahead, right down to where you live. From the team you trust on your favorite screen.
Doing the weather better. The WBRC First Alert weather team, always on your side.
The first alert is more than a warning. It's a promise. A promise to get you out of harm's way with plenty of time to spare. 4 walls and a roof can be replaced. Lives can't. That's why knowing first is everything. First Alert weather.
Was here earlier this morning. Let's check in with Mickey and see who his special guest was this morning. Take a look.
Mickey's Weather Kids is sponsored by AmFirst Federal Credit Union.
Today's the day we've all been waiting for, Christmas Eve. Santa is coming, kids, and he has some very cold weather to deal with tonight. But I'm guessing he is used to where he comes from, living in the North Pole and all. But not me. I'm ready for the cold to go with him on his way out. This morning, we started out with a record low on Christmas Eve of 17 degrees. In the highest top.
How about that? That's you on your YouTube channel.
Yes, it is.
Okay, we started out, what's the most subscribers you had before you came on the show?
55.
So that's his YouTube channel there. Kelly, how many subscribers? 359 subscribers now. Zane, your YouTube channel's growing. If you want to support this, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Zane KTW. It means Zane Knows the Weather.
Yes.
Who is this sitting over here?
My mom and dad, come up, come up.
Well, I got to meet y'all because y'all doing a wonderful job raising this young man right here. You want to introduce him?
Mm-hmm. This is my mom.
What's her
name?
name?
Her name's Tiffany. And this is my dad. He owns a business. His name's Joey.
Yeah? What's the name of his business?
Fume Dogging. He also works at Clean Air America.
Okay. Well, y'all aren't Mike, so we can't really say a whole lot to you, but y'all doing a wonderful job.
Thanks
wonderful job. You'll have a seat. Okay. It's time to get down to business, okay? You ready?
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about this weather. What's going on out there? Let's look right over here at this monitor right here. What are we looking at?
So it looks like there's going to be some rain in Alabama today.
Yeah, scattered showers. That rain helps the gardens grow. Y'all got a garden?
Yes, we do.
What do you have in that garden?
We have watermelons, strawberries, and squash, and a lot more.
And y'all grow flowers too?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we better check out what's going on in this little town right here. What's that?
Cedar Bluff, Alabama. That's where I live.
What's happening there?
Looks like there's no rain. It's only just cloudy, really.
Yeah, so give me a few temperatures in cities.
So in center,
Let's use
right
this arm.
up there. All right.
It doesn't block your arm.
All right.
There you go.
So in center up there.
Yeah, way up there.
It's 61 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tuscaloosa, it's in 58 degrees.
Yeah.
And in Gadsden, it's 59 degrees.
Okie doke. It's 59 degrees right now. Tell me about the forecast for today, my man.
So it looks like near lunchtime, it'll get up to 65 degrees, and we'll have a 30% chance of rain.
And what is the forecast high for today?
So it looks like it'll get up to 70 degrees.
Now, when it does get up to 70 degrees, that's going to be later on today. What's going on then?
Looks like the rain will drop down to 10%.
Where's the wind coming from today, do you know?
Southwest.
Whereabouts? 5 to 10 miles an hour?
Mm-hmm.
I think he knows what he's talking about. All right, what's his YouTube channel again? Huh? 417 followers, buddy. You started out with 55.
Yes.
All right, this is all made possible by AmFirst and all the kids who come on. Got to be between the ages of 5 and 12. You sign them up on WBRC.com. There's a little drop-down menu on the upper left-hand corner. You pull that down, Good Day, link comes down, then you look for Mickey's Weather Kids. So every kid who's picked gets an America's AmFirst Visa gift card for $25. Buddy, you did an awesome job. Let's hear it. All right, Zane in the house. Now let's check in
with me. Let's check in with me. And speaking of Mickey, he was actually out in Montevallo today to check out their new storm shelter. So take a look at this video. Montevallo has another storm shelter. It's their second one to keep Shelby County residents when severe weather strikes. Our own Mickey Ferguson was there to cut the ribbon today on the new shelter behind the fire department near the football field. This is the second storm shelter for Montevallo. Each can hold up to about 96 people. Wow, that's a lot. City leaders said the shelters will be open anytime. The area is under a tornado watch. The shelter is equipped with several cameras and a generator to help keep everyone safe. Love that. All right. Well, back here at home, we are staying safe this weekend because we don't have a whole lot of active weather. I am going to pull up our 7-day forecast to give you a final look at that before we head off to our weekend. I know, guys, this week flew by. Here's that 7-day forecast. We bring in our weekend with some dry weather, but we are expecting showers in your afternoon, evening hours on Saturday. We bring in Sunday with a 50% chance of those showers and some storms possible as well too, but all of that dries out of here for your Sunday evening. And then we look at a beautiful stretch of sunny and dry conditions for next week. So I'm holding on to it. All right, I'll be at the Red Shoe Run this Saturday, tomorrow morning. So if you're gonna be out and about, it looks like the weather will be holding off for us. But here's one more look at that 7-day forecast. Thank you so much for joining us every single Monday through Friday at 6:30 for Weather Extra. We'll see you guys back here on Monday. Have a wonderful and safe Friday evening and enjoy your weekend. And be sure to tune in to First at 9 with Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt for more updates on that 7-day forecast.